Hello and welcome. You tune into Market Fatafat with me, Ankita Saxena, and with me is Ashesha Adwaryu. In the next 1 hour, we'll take you through all the stocks that are buzzing in trade, either on the back of news flow or on the back of technicals. But first up, let's take stock of how the market is really shaping up. Well, it is another quiet day. In fact, we have been in a consolidation phase, and now the selling has intensified, at least on the benchmark indices. We are below the 25,100 mark on the Nifty. We are currently trading. We have just managed to give us very small recovery from the day's lowest point, as you can see, but it's a minor recovery of 40 odd points from the day's low on Nifty 50. 25,49 is where Nifty is perched at, with cuts of 0.4%. Nifty Bank also following suit. Nifty Bank is also down almost 61 odd points. It has managed a very small recovery of 70 odd points from the day's lows, but nonetheless trading in the red with cuts of 0.1%. But really, it is the broader markets where all the action is coming from. Mid cap is trading up 0.5%, and small caps specifically are outperforming the markets today with gains of 0.8% in trade. In fact, they have been holding the fort. If you look at the chart, also there has been a consistent move coming in on Nifty, small cap, and the mid cap. So broader markets is where the real action is happening. Sectorally, Nifty Realty is the top sectoral gainer, and on the losing side, the pressure on Nifty IT continues post the results from TCS. Nifty IT has been under pressure, and it's still trading with cuts of 1.5%. So largely, Ashesha, yet another day of consolidation coming in for the markets.
Absolutely, consolidation, that's the word for today's trade. But let's get going with all the stocks that are passing in trade today. On the research desk, we have Kanishka and Rabinder, and on the technical side, we are now joined by Mr. Kunal Shah, Senior Technical and Derivative Analyst at Mirae Asset Share Khan. Thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. But first up, let's put the spotlight on Navin Fluorine then, and the stock is in focus on the back of their fundraising plans, where the board has approved allotment of over 16 lakh shares. This will be done via QIP at an issue price of about 4,680 rupees per equity share. Now remember, the issue price is 4,680, but this is at a discount of about 2.5% as compared to the floor price. So on the back of their fundraising plans, the stock continues to remain in focus today. But remember, Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, Nippon Life Funds, SBI Equity Fund, Goldman Sachs Funds, Kotak, Edelweiss, Axis, SBI, these are some of the allottees in the fundraise that the company did via QIP. So Navin Fluorine in focus on the back of that.
All right, Navin Fluorine is in focus on the back of that news flow. But coming to you, Kunal, you have picked out Biocon for us. Now, Biocon is also up and away 1.5% in trade. It is showing some movement in the last few weeks, last 1 month. From here on, where do you see the stock headed?
Biocon, the breakout had already come in last week, where the stock had broken out from that resistance of 360 on the technical chart. Post that, we have seen consolidation into the stock at higher levels, and now we expect this consolidation to break out on the upside. So the structure is positive, so one can continue to be on the long side for Biocon, keeping a stop loss of 367, and I'm looking out for targets of 390, 395 on the higher end in the very short term.
So that's the view coming in on Biocon. But Castrol, Ankita, that one is also in focus today?
Yes, absolutely. Castrol is in focus today. In fact, shares of Castrol had rallied today, and this is on the back of the fact, it is on the back of the fact that for Castrol, the company has secured a major legal victory in a 4,131 crore tax dispute with the Maharashtra Sales Tax Government, and the Custom and Excise Service Tax Appellate Tribunal has ruled in favor of the lubricant manufacturer, and that have rejected the department's pleas for the disputed period spanning over a decade. Now, the ruling ends a protracted legal battle involving allegations of interstate sales conducted through clearing and forwarding agents outside of Maharashtra based on the customer orders. On the back of this big legal battle win coming in for Castrol India, the stock is up in a way 2.3% in trade.
Indeed, the stock is surging in trade today, up 2.5% as we speak. But Rabinder, NCC is also in focus. What is the news flow here?
Well, yes, NCC is in focus, where company has awarded a major contract worth approximately 2,269 crore by the Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority for the work on Mumbai Metro Line 6, and the work include design, manufacture, supply, installation, integration, testing and commissioning of the rolling stock and communication based signaling system, train control, telecom system and platform train doors and depot machinery for the line 6, and the contract is executed to be at over 24 months, and the construction period followed by 2 years of deficit liability maintenance and 5 years of comprehensive maintenance. So back of this order win, an NCC is in focus and the stock is holding a gain of approx 1%.
Okay, so the stock is sitting with gains of nearly 0.7% as we speak. But Ashok Leyland, tell us, Kunal, what is the news flow here? The stock is up nearly 2% today, 2.5% today. But over the last 6 months, the stock has risen a solid 20%. What do the charts indicate from here on?
So I think definitely a relative strength. If you look at the Nifty Auto Index, it has been a massive underperformer, and vis-a-vis we are seeing Ashok Leyland where the strength is increasing day by day. So clearly a relative strength close to its 52-week high. So that is a strength in the stock in a weaker market, and we expect this momentum to continue on the higher end. So one can continue to go long on Ashok Leyland on the downside, keeping a stop loss of 245, which is where the 20 DMA is placed. And I'm expecting targets of 264 to 269 in the next 1 to 2 weeks.
Alright, moving on then to the next stock, NLC. NLC is in focus today. Tell us, Kanishka, what is the news flow over here?
That's right. So NLC India is in the spotlight today after the company announced a massive 1.25 lakh crore investment plan to scale up its power generation capacity to 20 gigawatts by 2030. That's up from 6.7 gigawatts currently. Now, in a major green push, 65,000 crore will be allocated to renewables and green energy, including 15,000 for battery storage system. Another 45,000 crore will go towards thermal projects, whereas 15,000 crore is earmarked for mining. And the company is also reportedly in advanced talks with a Russian firm to source lithium, which is a key component for energy storage and electric mobility, marking a strategic move into the battery value chain as well. So these are the announcements that are keeping NLC India in focus. If you take a look at the stock, it's been trading up about 0.5%.
Okay, so that's NLC India for you. But on that note, we need to slip into a very short break. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Market Fatafat, a show where we discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. And let's put the spotlight now on HCL Tech. Remember, it will be reporting its numbers later today, and we are expecting subdued set of numbers from this IT major as well. Revenues are expected to see an uptick of about 1% on a sequential basis to come in at about 30,340 odd crores, but margins are likely to contract on a sequential basis. We are working with a figure of 17.3% as far as EBIT margins are concerned versus 18% that the company had reported in the previous quarter, a decline of about 70 basis points on a sequential basis. Now remember, deal wins are likely to be stable. Europe and UK are likely to disappoint this time around on account of sluggish economic growth in those regions. And as far as segment-wise performance is concerned, BFSI and life sciences may continue to remain stable. But what will be crucial is the management commentary after the results. Any comment around tariffs and its impact on business operations, discretionary spending outlook, deal pipeline and generative AI impact will be something that the street will be closely watching out for. So yes, all eyes on HCL Tech numbers, which will be reported later today. The stock is down over 1% as we speak ahead of its numbers.
Alright, muted numbers expected for HCL Tech. Today it is going to report its quarter one numbers. But coming to you, Kunal, you picked up Canara Bank for us. Now, Canara Bank has been doing well from the PSB basket. Tell us from here on, where do you see this? What do you see on the charts for this stock? In fact, it is hovering towards its 52-week high. So from here on, do you see more upside to it?
I think, yeah, definitely. I think Canara Bank, the structure looks positive on the technical charts. In fact, in today's trading session, the stock has taken a support at the 20 DMA and has given us a strong bounce, which indicate that there is buying interest at lower levels. And we expect this positive momentum to continue in Canara Bank. So that's a buy on technical charts, keeping a stop loss of 112 on the downside. And one can look for targets of 119 to 121 on the higher end.
Moving on then to the next counter that is in focus, and that is AU Small Finance Bank. Now, there is a brokerage note that has come out by Kotak Institutional Equities, which has downgraded the stock and its rating on the stock, but has increased the target price by nearly 8%. Now, the brokerage has downgraded its rating of the stock to a sell from an earlier ad and has raised the target price from 650 rupees per share to 700 a piece, implying a downside of nearly 15% from its previous closing price on Friday. Now, it said that while challenges in the unsecured businesses have hurt the lender's profitability in the financial year 2025, those issues are expected to get sorted in the ongoing fiscal. Now, if a macro environment turns favorable, AU Small Finance Bank can deliver healthy business growth ahead of the peer banks. However, the recent stock price rally has made risk-reward the proposition less attractive, and Kotak Institutional Equity said that they prefer to play the cyclical recovery trade through other stocks where valuation is relatively inexpensive. On the back of the downgrade coming in on AU Small Finance Bank, that stock is down and now 2.3% in trade today.
Okay, so that's AU Small Finance Bank for you, but shifting focus to Avenue Supermart then. Mixed set of numbers and the stock is reacting negatively, Rabinder, isn't it?
Well, yes, Avenue Supermart is in focus. Our company has announced their Q1 FY26 number, and company reported revenue at 15,932 crore as compared to 13,712 crore, with an uptick of more than 16% on a yearly basis. And company reported EBITDA at rupees 1,313 crore, with an uptick of more than 7.5% on a yearly basis. But company EBITDA margin saw a pressure of 66 basis point on a yearly basis. And the 2-year and older demand store grew by more than 7%, with an same store sales growth grew with the 7.1%, in line with the estimate of mid-high to single-digit growth. And brokerages has come out with a note, and Motilal Oswal has maintained the buy rating, but they have cut target price rupees 4,500 as compared to earlier target price of rupees 4,800. Though stock was down more than 3% in the early trading session, but it has now recovered more than 2% of day's low, but stock is still down with the 1%.
Okay, so the stock is sitting with a cut of nearly 1% as we speak. That's Avenue Supermart for you. But shifting focus to Power Grid then, and this one is doing absolutely nothing in today's trading session. Kunal, it's trading at about 298 odd levels. Where do you see the stock headed from the current level?
I think over here we feel that the stock has been underperforming since quite a long time, and now we can expect some outperformance to come in. So over here it's a conditional buy for me on Power Grid. I will be waiting for the stock to break out this resistance of 303 on the upside. So this is one level which you should keep on your radar. It's already trading near 298. So let the stock break out above 303. Then one can go on the long side aggressively and look for targets of 320 to 330 on the higher end. And on the lower end, then the support will be placed at 294. So it's a conditional buy. Wait for a breakout about 303. Then the momentum will start picking up in Power Grid.
Moving on then to the next counter that is in focus. Glenmark Pharma is in focus. Tell us, Kanishka, what is the news flow here?
That's right. So Glenmark Pharma is in focus after the company received a warning letter from the US FDA for its Indore manufacturing facility. The inspection conducted earlier this year had already led to an official action indicated, that is OAI status, in May itself. Now, while the company has clarified that no data integrity issues were cited and that the letter won't impact current revenues or supply, it adds to a series of regulatory setbacks with prior warnings issued to the Monroe and Goa plants as well. Now, adding to the pressure, Glenmark is also currently under the F&O ban, restricting newer positions in the stock. Now, if you take a look at how the stock is performing, it still continues to be in the green territory, trading over 1% higher.
Glenmark Pharma for you. The stock is trading with gains of nearly 1% as we speak. Let's shift our focus to Titagarh Rail then, and some news piece over here as well, where the company says that they've entered into a 99-year lease agreement with West Bengal. This has been done at an aggregate consideration of about 127 odd crores. This is for 40 acres of contiguous land in West Bengal. In fact, the company has also said that the nature of this land parcel provides crucial space for establishing extra production infrastructure and dedicated areas for forming, testing and commissioning of metro coaches and Vande Bharat trains. So on the back of this capex announcement that the company has done, the stock continues to be in focus today. It is up 0.4% as we speak.
All right, moving on to the next counter, that is Torrent Pharma. Kunal, you picked up Torrent Pharma for us on the charts. That counter is doing well today. In fact, that is up more than 2.3%. Tell us what you see on the charts for this one, because in the last 6 odd months, it hasn't really given a very solid moves. But talk to us about what do you see on the charts from here on.
So I think definitely on the charts, we have seen that the stock has been consolidating in a very broad range. But on the technical charts, we have seen an inverse head and shoulder pattern which has been formed, which is a bullish reversal pattern. And now we see that the stock is likely to continue its momentum on the upside. So this is looking a strong buy from the current levels. One can keep a stop loss of 3,200 on the downside, which is where the 100 DMA for the stock is placed. And I'm expecting targets of 3,650 to 3,800 on the higher end for Torrent Pharma in the next 1 month.
All right, so those are the target prices for Torrent Pharma, but let's move on to the next counter, which is in focus, and that's Polycap. JM Financial has initiated a coverage with buy rating, and they've set the target price at 7,900, representing a potential upside of 17.8% from its recent closing price of 6,705 rupees. Well, the brokerage highlights Polycap's commanding market presence in the cable sector, which ensures a valuation premium due to its superior margin profile and a strong return on equities and capital employed. Now, despite slower growth compared to competitors like KEI Industries, Polycap's strategic positioning provides a robust cash generation profile over the financial years 2025 to 2028. On the back of this note coming in, Polycap is up in a way more than 1% in trade.
Okay, so Polycap in focus on the back of that, but Semmens is also in focus. Rabinder, tell us. I believe it is on the back of some orders.
Well, yes, on the back of order win, Semmens is in focus, where company has received 2 separate orders from Maharashtra Metro Rail Corporation, aggregating to approximately 773 crore. And the order are for the design, manufacture, supply, installation, testing and commissioning of a communication-based train control signaling technology for the Nagpur Metro Rail project phase 2 and the advanced telecommunication technology for the same phase. And the total time frame for the project execution is approximately 42 months, covering 32 stations across 43.8 kilometer network. The project leverage Semmens Metro Rail technology to enhance the train frequency, improve passenger experience and ensure the high safety standard. The technology will enable 100% punctuality, energy service and optimize headway while ensuring highest level of safety across the metro network. So back of this order win, Semmens is in focus and stock has recovered 1.5% from day's low.
Alright, that's Semmens in focus on the back of that news flow. But coming to you, Kanishka, you have picked out BEML for us. Tell us the news flow on BEML.
That's right. So BEML shares are in focus today after the company announced over the weekend that its board will consider a stock split in its upcoming meeting on July 21st. Now this would mark BEML's first ever stock split that there has been. Now the stock, apart from that, the stock has already been buzzing on the street, driven by consistent order wins in the defense and mining sectors. Now, if you take a look at the stock right now, it continues to trade over 1% higher.
The stock is trading with gains of nearly 1.2% as we speak. But on that note, we need to slip into a very short break. We'll discuss many more buzzers on the other side. Don't go anywhere.